Hi guys, it's Lucy and today I'm here to do my May TBR. So yeah, these are the books that I'm planning to read in the month of May. I have a bunch of sections as I usually do for my TBRs this year. So May is going to be quite a busy month for me. If you watched my life update video, that should be up by now. It's definitely up by now. I'm uploading it right now. So yeah, you'll see why it's going to be a busy month for me. And yeah, so I'm not sure how much time to read, but that didn't stop me from still making a pretty ambitious TBR. So first, let's talk about the books that I'm currently reading. One of them is left over from 2 months ago. Yeah. That book is The Price Guide to the Occult by Leslie Walton. I am now about 43% through. It's just going slow. The issue is I find myself never picking it up. So yeah, I've been pretty busy, so I haven't really been reading. Most of the books that I did read last month were during my spring break, and yeah, so I haven't really had time to read it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just I haven't had time, so hopefully in May I'll be finishing it very soon. And the other book that I'm currently reading is Her Body and Other Parties by Maria Carmen Machado. This is the audiobook that I'm currently listening to, and I'm not loving it right now. I'm on the fourth story, I think I'm on the fourth one, which is like the Law and Order SVU kind of remake one, and I'm really not loving this one. I only really liked the first story, and the second story was interesting. Third story I didn't like. This story I'm not really liking, but I do have some ways to go. I think I still have like 6 hours left, so we'll see how I end up feeling about it. Next, we have some arcs that are coming out in May that I'm going to be trying to read, and I'll talk about them in the order that they will be published. So firstly, I will be trying to read The Way You Make Me Feel by Maureen Gu, which comes out on May 8th, which may or may not be before this video comes out, so we'll see. But yeah, this is Maureen Gu's second novel. I know she had the other book, what was it called? I forgot what the other book was called, but it was about like K-dramas, I'm pretty sure. And this one is about a girl who's Korean and Brazilian who has to work at her father's food truck for the summer because she did something, I'm not sure what, and it just sounds like a fun read. I heard a lot of good things about Maureen Gu's first book. I still want to read that, but this one was on Read Now on NetGalley for some reason, so I scooped it up. And the last arc that I hopefully will plan to read during the month of May is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This is the first book in the Imperium trilogy, and this is like the I feel like fantasy novel, so I'm super excited that I got this arc. I got it from Bookish First in exchange for an honest review. This comes out on May 22nd in America, and yeah, this book is quite heavy, so I'm super excited to be getting into this book. I know it follows 2 separate timelines. One is like in like more ancient times, I guess, 1,000 years in the past, and then one is 1,000 years in the future in more present day times, except this is in like a fantasy world, so it's not actually present day like America and stuff like that. In the past time, the character we follow must prove that she's the Sun Queen versus I don't know what the other queen is called, but like basically there's some kind of prophecy where someone will rise to power and they'll either be the Sun Queen or like the bad queen, the dark queen, don't know what it's called. And the girl who ends up rising to power has to prove that she's the Sun Queen, so we follow that in the past. And then in the future, the queen is kind of like a myth. We follow a character who is a bounty hunter, and then her mother goes missing, so she has to try and find her. And I'm not sure how these stories will cross. I'm pretty sure there will be time travel, and I hate time travel, but I really can't see any other way of this working, so we'll see what happens. I'm excited to read this though. Next, we have 2 books that were kind of left over from last month's TBR that I didn't get to, but I would still like to get to, and the first book is Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne Jones. I've been talking about this for 3 months. This was my random pick for February or March, one of those months, and I never got to it, so I would really like to get to it this month. Hopefully I will. And the other book that is left over from last month's TBR, even though it wasn't in my TBR video and I got it like later, is Picture Us in the Light by Kelly Loy Gilbert. I got this again from Bookish First, but this is a finished copy, not an arc. I'm not really sure why, but I am excited to read it. This follows an Asian American boy who gets accepted into art school, and then he discovers some like family secrets, so we're trying to figure out what's going on there. It sounds really good. The cover is super nice, and gorgeous. It's like graffiti, because like I guess art is like a big part of this. The inside is like a brick wall. I don't know, I thought It's really pretty. And so I'd like to read this. And last but not least for this month's TBR, we have my random picks, which is where I take both comments from people on this video and numbers from a random number generator and pick 3 books that I have the potential to be able to read this month, and then choose at least one of them to read. And so my options this month were It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. I think this is kind of autobiographical, but it's still fiction, and it's about a boy who's in a psychiatric ward or something like that for suicide watch, and I do know that the author eventually did die by suicide, which is sad, but I'm interested to see the story that was told. I'm pretty sure this was a movie at one point. It was a very popular book for a while. Whatever Happened to Interracial Love by Kathleen Collins. This was like an ebook sale a while ago, so I picked it up then. I'm not really sure what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of short stories about like love and stuff. I know that the author died, which is why the ebook was on sale. It's some kind of like memorial to her, but that's all I really know. And I know that the author is Black. And last but not least, we have Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. You know, I don't really know what Treasure Island is about. I just know that it's a classic and it's like referenced a lot in other like media, so it's on my Goodreads TBR. Of the 3 books, I'm most likely, I think, to read It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini, just because this kind of like brought it to the forefront of my mind and I realized I really want to read that. So yeah, so those are all the books that I plan to read or get to in the month of May. Will I get to all of them? Probably, likely, very much not. It's probably not gonna happen, but would I like to? Yes. In the comments down below, feel free to leave a number between 1 and 408 so I can use it for next month's random picks. And also feel free to let me know if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned and how you feel about them, and let me know what you're reading in the month of May. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!